Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal, the Nootropic Reviewer, and in this video today I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of Ashwagandha and Tongkat Ali. Ashwagandha I've been using for 7 years, Tongkat Ali just over 2 years. They can be seen as similar substances because of the fact that both of them are naturally occurring. They're pretty free of side effects. They are not stimulants. But really what I want to share with you is that these are two very different nootropic supplements in the sense of, yes, both of them can be used to enhance cognition, but I look at Tongkat Ali definitely better in the spectrum of increasing testosterone levels, especially if you're somebody that is maybe looking at TRT and you're looking at some natural replacements. Tongkat Ali won't really do that, but I think it's the closest thing to it. In fact, it's definitely going to be better than Ashwagandha. It's going to be better than Tribulus terrestris. It's going to be better than ZMA and some of the other natural testosterone boosting supplements, whereas Ashwagandha, not really that great on the side of boosting testosterone levels. That's from my experience anyway, but Ashwagandha is definitely going to be more effective at achieving a better sense of calmness, relaxation. Looking at the survey here, Ashwagandha actually ranked as one of the most effective nootropics at decreasing anxiety levels. Now, Tongkat Ali, that could actually increase anxiety levels depending on when you take it and how you take it. First, let's look at the major benefits with Ashwagandha. What people really like about it is that it does reduce cortisol levels. And we know that when cortisol levels are too high, it can cause a lot of negative things in our bodies. We're hungrier, we tend to gain weight faster, it hurts our sleep quality. So Ashwagandha is great in that it's one of the only supplements that actually reduces cortisol levels significantly. The only other nootropic supplement I can think of which does just that is phosphatidylserine, which I talked about in this video over here. That one is worth checking out. As well with Ashwagandha, we can see the benefits looking at examine.com. Include sleep quality, stress signs and symptoms, fatigue symptoms, motivation. That one I'm not so sure about. Social functioning, and what I can share with you from my many years of using Ashwagandha, because there have been times when I really liked it, then there have been times where I've really disliked Ashwagandha because of its side effects. It really does make you enjoy your work a bit more. You'll find that at the end of the day, you can finish the day with a bit more fulfillment, a bit more peace. You're able to see the results of your short-term actions and how they lead into the long-term results that you ultimately want. So I like Ashwagandha, but if you're somebody that really just needs to get motivated, needs to put in more work, I don't see it as the best nootropic supplement. It hasn't really cognitively affected me that much. I don't find myself like a better thinker. I don't find myself more able to solve complex problems. I don't really see how it makes me more social, but to be more social, very often we need some motivation, and because Ashwagandha doesn't really help that much with motivation, then in the grand scheme of things, it may not be that effective. If you're somebody who is in sales like myself and you just need to be talking to people, for that reason, I don't use Ashwagandha during the workday a lot of the times. I use Ashwagandha at the end of the day, and I won't talk too much about the Ashwagandha benefits because there's so much research backing it. I've talked more about the benefits in this video over here, especially for men. They can really benefit from using Ashwagandha on a daily basis. But now looking at Tongkat Ali, from my experience, the best benefit, of course, is going to be the fact that it does increase testosterone levels just slightly. I have blood work that has showed this, and many other users of Tongkat Ali also have reported that it did increase their testosterone levels.
And the main ones are two substances. One is called Tongkat Ali. It has the effect of raising free testosterone and overall testosterone by about 100 to 200 points.
So I look at myself as somebody who is pretty mindful and aware of what substances can improve testosterone levels or hurt testosterone levels, and I can share with you with Tongkat Ali, I definitely felt to do something. I was stronger at the gym, my libido was much higher, I was able to get away with sleeping a little bit less, which of course is good, and my overall stress tolerance was better. But what I had found with Tongkat Ali was that I was not that impressed with the cognitive benefits with it. Similar to Ashwagandha, with Ashwagandha, at least it helped me be a bit more calmer, at least helped me to reduce anxiety levels a little bit. With Tongkat Ali, I didn't personally feel any of that benefit. Some users do, but it's pretty uncommon. And as well, my thinking wasn't better, my memory wasn't better, I didn't feel more socially comfortable. More so, I look at Tongkat Ali like just a supplement you should take to have better results in the weight room, maybe build some muscle, maybe lose some fat. It is pretty effective, especially if you're somebody that hasn't used it too much. Now, the benefits, they seem to have subsided a little bit more than I had expected, whereas with Ashwagandha, I look at it like I can use Ashwagandha almost every single day of the year and not really have the need to cycle off of it. With Tongkat Ali, that was not the case. After I used it for a few months, I definitely did feel that the results were not as strong as they were from when I first started taking it at day one. And the actual type of Tongkat Ali that I'm using is this form here by Nootropics Depot. It's the 2% urocomineons that you'll find in powder form. It tastes absolutely horrible, so you can consider getting it in the capsule form. That would be best. And this is the form of Ashwagandha that I'm taking. It's the KSM 66 powder by Nootropics Depot. Both these supplements are from Nootropics Depot, but I will admit the brand really doesn't matter that much when it comes to Ashwagandha. I think what's more important with Ashwagandha is the actual extract that you're you're using. And if you're not sure about the specific extract that you should be taking, I'd recommend you watch this video right over here. With Tongkat Ali though, I have to say I'm very impressed by the Tongkat Ali product by Nootropics Depot. So with this one, the brand matters a little bit more. Ashwagandha, not so much. It's just important that you get educated on the different types of ashwagandha because it's a pretty complex supplement. And if you haven't had a good experience with ashwagandha so far, just don't give up on it. You may want to consider getting it from a different brand, or maybe try a different variation of ashwagandha. You can have very good results with it that way. So there are some similarities between both products and how you use them. For instance, with both supplements, I don't really think it matters when during the day that you take them. They are not stimulatory by any means, meaning that you don't have to worry about taking them too close to bed, thinking that they'll keep you up. As a matter of fact, with ashwagandha, people do actually ingest it prior to going to bed since it makes you a bit more tired. With Tongkat Ali, there have been many times that I've used this supplement within a few hours of sleeping. I did not find that it negatively affected my sleep quality. But one major difference between both nootropic supplements, with ashwagandha, from my experience, it doesn't matter whether you take it fasted or you take it fed. Now with Tongkat Ali though, it is like a must that you take it with the meal. Don't make the mistake that I made, and I took Tongkat Ali in a fasted state for the first 60 days that I started using it. Nobody told me that I needed to be taking it with the meal, and I felt very bad side effects, including nausea, headaches, sometimes you'd feel like you wanted to vomit, and overall just lack of productivity because of the fact that you're experiencing this nausea and lightheaded phenomena. Now I've learned with Tongkat Ali, have it with a meal. Ideally have it with one of the bigger meals of your day. Again, it doesn't matter which meal that is, whether it's breakfast, dinner, whether you practice intermittent fasting. It's not like you ingest Tongkat Ali and you feel like some sort of cognition or motivation boost a few hours afterwards. No, it's like for most people though anyway, myself included, after you ingest Tongkat Ali for a few days, you see the signs of it starting to work. Higher libido, better strength at the gym. Perhaps you may be able to get away with a little bit less sleep than typically. That was something very interesting that happened to me. Like, I'm somebody that typically does need about 7 hours, but I started using Tongkat Ali, and for the first month, I didn't really need to sleep 7 hours, 6.5, or maybe even 6 sometimes seemed to be enough. But that is one benefit that seemed to have subsided when I continued using the use of Tongkat Ali, but it's really strong stuff. You're gonna notice both supplements here that way. And the way that I first started taking Tongkat Ali was I pretty much just followed the instructions on the Nootropics Depot bottle of 200 milligrams once a day. With this supplement though, the reason why I really did like the specific form was I had used Tongkat Ali in the past from other brands, other vendors. I didn't really notice anything, and so for that reason, I'm going to continue taking this. And with ashwagandha though, it is a little bit trickier. You got to find what works for you in terms of the right serving size, because you have to find your sweet spot. If you take too little, you may not notice anything, but if you take too much, you may just feel so tired, so demotivated. Like, that's a real thing. People take ashwagandha and then a few weeks later they notice, okay, my actual work output is not as good as it was prior. I'm a bit more lazy. So be really mindful about this. And if you were to ask just how to take ashwagandha, 2 times a day is better than 1. Ashwagandha has a fairly long half-life, so ideally you're really spacing out the dosages of ashwagandha. Like maybe some like 10 a.m. and then again at 6 p.m. could work well. With ashwagandha though, a lot of people do actually report feeling some sort of acute effect, like they consume ashwagandha and they're a bit tired for the next few hours afterwards. Like if you're somebody super sensitive to it, then of course you want to push your serving of ashwagandha towards the evening. But for most people, they seem to do well just taking it once in the morning and then once in the late afternoon or maybe early evening. I'm somebody that's very sensitive to it, so I prefer pushing it out that way and having like my first dose of ashwagandha somewhere around 3 to 4 p.m. And how much I'm taking is typically 300 milligrams twice a day. If you get it in the capsules, it's commonly going to be 500 milligrams. That's assuming it's the extract form, and it works really well. But while both nootropics are effective, they also do have pretty severe side effects that you need to be mindful of. With Tongkat Ali, the side effects most commonly take place when you ingest it in a fasted state, which is why I do not recommend you do that. And those include nausea, feelings of uneasiness. But with ashwagandha, the number one side effect that people do feel is demotivation. The other thing that you should be mindful of is the fact that ashwagandha can do some funny things to your thyroid levels. Most commonly, it will increase your thyroid. So if you're somebody that is taking thyroid meds like myself, I would really be mindful of just how I'm using ashwagandha. If you have found the right way to optimize your thyroid and actually have found the right meds, like for me, I'm using Cytomel at 50 micrograms every day, I wouldn't take any risks. And here and there, you'll find some like strange side effects people just seem to make up on the internet, like ashwagandha causing hair loss or ashwagandha causing freckles. Yeah, I really wouldn't pay much attention to this. It's just because ashwagandha is such a popular supplement. Of course, you're going to hear the odd person mentioning something. And if you were to ask me my favorite of the two, it would be ashwagandha, but like not really by a long shot. Both nootropics probably don't even fall on my top 10 nootropic list. Like there have been periods in which I stopped using Tongkat Ali for a considerable amount of time, and I was able to see similar benefits by using other natural testosterone boosters. Whereas with ashwagandha, I do like the fact that I'm just in a slightly better mood. Sometimes it could be enough for me to get through the workday. But again, both of them really aren't that great just from my experience. I think there's much better nootropic supplements out there. But how about for yourself? What's your favorite of the two? Comment that in the description box below. And if you did get value from this video, click subscribe, click like, and if you'd like to chat with me one-on-one, you can do so over on Patreon or Instagram. And be sure to visit our Discord server, which has a 24/7 chat room. We're answering questions in a time-sensitive fashion. I thank you for your interest in nootropics, and I look forward to seeing you all next time.